Hello everyone, I am Tacit, and today we got a big goal. We are finally going to hit 100,000 gems. Somehow, in the 10 years we've been playing, gosh, almost 11 now, we have never actually done it. Even back when guilds used to earn like over 10,000 gems per week, before they ended up reworking it to give a bunch of other rewards to be about that equivalence and just a bunch of other junk. But even back then, we still never got it because there was a lot of times we would use a bunch of our videos and other things like that. But today's finally the day. We're going to open up a bunch of vault keys and everything else, and this stream does not end without 100k. One other thing we'll be utilizing, which I actually kind of want to do somewhat early on, is I want to go get the XP boosters from PvP and get all the way to the 5.7k. This is the final week to go and end up doing PvP as far as this season is concerned. And I want to see if we can actually scrap together the points we need in order to go, maybe not complete that, but to go complete out the shop, as we would need 42 more thousand. I believe we have enough. Let me see. Let's do some quick math. Oh yeah, easy, because that's 35,000 right there. That's, what is that? That's 7,500. That's literally just 500. So that's like 8,000 right there. So yeah, we should be able to scrap that together. And this pretty much could be the game plan. Might even do that like right now. Let's go do our basic PvP first. Let me double check. What's the most time consuming thing we would need to do that wouldn't want to be boosted? Oh no, everything else is kind of pretty quick. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. We already have team set up for pretty much everything. I think we're good to go because this one's pretty quick. I think I am just doing the free battles for once for Underspire though. I'm not a big fan of what we have to use. Oh, I don't even have the team here. But, oh no, it's not bad because we have Eclipse Dragon, which is obviously good. I'm just not a fan of the mana accumulation options we have specifically for Underspire this week. It is not that great. Alright, let me go get this in. Underspire, paste up wrong battle. Oh no, that's the right one. Just paste the team in there. Which let me do one battle just to make sure it saves. Just in case it doesn't on us. Don't think I need to change anything else. We got the submerge in case we need it. Alright, we're good to go. Anyways, hello everyone. Hope you guys have been having a wonderful, wonderful start of your week. Hello, hello Bill, hello Jets, hello Cookie, hello Crisp, hello Yeah, hello Ron, hello everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, this is the final PvP season week, so anything you want to go get done with it, this is the final week to go and conclude it. Alright, now our team is saved, grab our thing, do the rest later. Alright, next order of business, not that. Dailies, we already cleared out those before stream even started. Campaign, we can get to stars later, doesn't really matter. If it was the mythic, we'd go rush it down, but nothing too important to go for at the moment. Dungeon, standard, pet rescue, already have it. Okay, let's go do PvP then. So what I want to go do is use up all of the boost things we have, and then immediately just go and get ourselves the 5.7k. And just get that immediately, and then start the 1 hour booster off of all that. And then just start clearing through a bunch of game modes. Because, of course, one of the things we'll be doing today is opening a ton of vault keys. And those battles go really, really quick. Unfortunately, the Golden Soul Booster does not work directly on them. However, we'd still be able to gain a bunch of extra loot for it nonetheless. Even though it doesn't affect the gnomes specifically. But it still affects the per battle loot. Normally, I try to prioritize using the gold one a little bit more than the soul one. Just because it's hard to farm both simultaneously. But also because the gold matters quite a bit more this late in the game. Like, if we had a few million more souls, well, that is a lot. There's not much we could really do with it immediately. Whereas a few thousand, or, you know, a few million gold, we could easily do something with that. We could just dump into the guild or something similar. I said, hello, Beer Razor! Welcome, welcome. Try this for Underspire, Blood Crystal, or Blood Crystal Blade. Which one is that? Is that the double mana accumulation one? I didn't actually mess with any of the double mana accumulation ones. That could be a way to go and do it as well. The Eclipse Dragon, Bane of Mercy, and Queen of Sin. Okay, so pretty similar team, just using the blade then for mana accumulation, I assume? I forget which weapon that is. But I assume that's the Crate 2 mana colors based on Cinder Mirage or Daemon. Yeah, that would work out pretty well. I was using the Doomed Volge one just to create a bunch of purple. But the benefit of one of those other weapons, they use 2 colors instead of 1, so it's a little easier to fill. Especially if one of those colors is purple. Which I'm not sure based on the name. Because then you can just feed it immediately with Bane of Mercy. Let's go get this boost, get the other boosts. Get our 1 hour boost, and then we can pretty much just go through Volkies until we have 100k gems. That's pretty much the game plan. You just get this 1 hour booster going and then just send a billion Volkies. I did not farm as many as I would have hoped last weekend. But we definitely have enough to easily hit 100 million. Like, that's not even in question. I could have farmed 0 last weekend and we would have had enough. Mostly because we have like 1.5 billion epic Volkies. I want to try to get it. I might even start with epic Volkies. I really want to see our 3rd 900 gem drop. I've opened so few epic Volkies, I've only ever seen it twice ever. But I kind of want to get it for the 3rd time today. Alright, let me go get our other magic bonus. I'll do the general one just in case. Oh, I don't have a team saved here. We get a purple real quick. What is this? Thrall, Leprechaun. Actually, do we even want Thrall, Leprechaun? Purple has, Pharaoh. I mean, not that Pharaoh, the other Pharaoh. That Pharaoh. Yeah, we'll go flower. And yeah, we'll just do it in the wand. Don't need anything fancy here. We just need something to win. Alright, there we go. Grab a mech. Mostly for dispel. Also has a little bit of barrier. Grab brown in case the thing actually gets to do something. And let's go win 5 times real quick. Any fun campaign mythic team? We will be using it when it comes around. And messing around with it in, what, 4 weeks from now? Because this is the 6th week. So yeah, 4 weeks from now we'll be able to get it. I'm not going to buy the extra extended pass to get it 2 weeks early. That is one new feature with it. But it's basically alternative Megavore. It doesn't have the insta-kill that Megavore does. But it does a very similar mechanic with how it armor tiers. But it does it for a lower mana cost, but with more conditions. It's very situational if it'll be used. 9 times out of 10, you're probably still using Megavore in any team you would otherwise use a similar troop. However, the fact that it's shinied, and the fact that it has better overall mana value than Megavore, while still doing pretty similar, will make it usable in some situations. Just not sure how often you'd really bring it out, but it's not bad. It's definitely usable. It's in the category where you will use it, but it's definitely not going to get used that often. But it's at least usable, unlike a lot of the campaign mythics we've been getting lately. It is the first one under the new system. Under the new shiny system. It's the first shiny mythic in the game. But yeah, we'll be messing around with that in 4 weeks from now. Which is when the normal pass ends up getting it. Treasure, what week does that fall? And then, isn't that the first week of September? Or is that the last week of August? Because today is the 4th. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, literally the first day of September we'll be doing that then. September 1st, we'll be using the new campaign mythic. Yeah, September 1st. We also get a new mythic that Friday as well, so we'll have 2 mythics to go over that week. One on Monday and one on Friday. On Saturday, you did 25 mythic battles on Urskia and only got 1 mimic battle, but no horde mimic fight. Oh no! Oh no, is that about average? It's about a 1 in 10. So that's about 2.5 times over drop rate then. So yeah, it is a little unlucky. You should have seen at least 2. Alright, we got all of our boosts. Now I just need to do either Fae or Wild Folk. Which means we are definitely doing Fae, especially since our Glacia is so strong. So let me just go take this out real quick. Fae has Leprechaun, right? Fae, Leprechaun, Glacia, not that one. Glacia. We're allowed to use Wand. What else do we want? Anything? What does this Fae have that's like not... Oh yeah, can we use Mist Mother? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Alright, and then we'll just go... Oh no, do we need mech? Oh no, I still feel like doing mech. I feel like I used to do this a lot with Titan in the past, but now I just do it with mech. Where I have such a mech bias now. The main reason is just because of how much value you get from Dispel, mostly for getting rid of Submerge. And Miss Mother does have full AoE, even though our main damage source doesn't. What do I need now? I guess I'm just giving a little bit of mana. This doesn't even matter here. I'll go to like double green just to feed into Leprechaun's thing. Where even is double green? Oh, it would help if I don't have it on brown only. Oh, there we go. That should be fine. I don't think we need to do anything else beyond that. The shiny adds barrier to the mythic if enemy dies. Does it? Is that what its second ability does? Because yeah, we didn't get confirmation on what second ability did. Did we actually know that from the terrarium? The terranium? Does it have the shiny ability for it yet? Also, where is the thing? Where's the tab thingy? Did they change this page? I haven't used it in a while. There's like a tab thingy here to switch between them. Oh, there's a spreadsheet. Oh no, it's all the way at the bottom now. Hold up. Wait. They moved the location on me. Alright, you gonna load? Loading. I can't tell if this page. Okay, it is. Okay. What am I looking for? I'm looking for Mythic. Where is it? Should be around here. It's not that one. It's not that one. Why can't I find it? It's coming out around, what, September 1st I mentioned? Oh, no, it's 2 weeks before that. Because the other pass. It's not showing up around here then. You should be like right around here. What's it called again? I don't remember its name is the problem to even look it up. August 28th? August 28th. I'm still not seeing it. Alright, here's the one though. It's this one right here. Alright, so here's the shiny ability. Okay, let's read both. Deal magic times 2, plus 4 damage to an enemy, boosted by cursed gems. If the enemy dies, eliminate all armor from all other enemies, aka Megavore, and then bless and enchant itself. Oh, does it get barrier too? Is that the buff? Eliminate all armor, bless, barrier, and... Okay. That's not huge, but that's still nice. That definitely adds more value to its kill, that's for sure. But yeah, its benefit from getting shiny level 2 is barrier. On top of everything it would already do. Though it only applies on kill, though. Oh no, wait, is it always... Wait. I can't tell how this is worded. Is it always doing this, or is it only doing this on kill? If the enemy dies, eliminate all armor from the enemies. Then, yeah, it seems like it's still based on kill. And not always, but how that's worded. For both of them. Like, you have to get the kill to get the benefits. Or by default, it's Bless and Enchant. But with Shiny level 2, it's Bless, Barrier, and Enchant. So you gain Barrier on top of that. Yeah, it's not bad. Still very situational when you bring it out, though. But it'll allow it to be a little bit tankier than Megavore. That's one issue Megavore's always had. Is it's very, very squishy. Like, its base stats are really, really, really low. As far as HP or armor. So it was always really... the only thing it really had to survive was Impervious. Everything else about it was super quick to end up killing out. So this thing will actually end up being a lot tankier. Because after it gets its kill, it gets Bless, it gets Barrier. It gets Enchant to be able to cast again pretty quickly. That's not bad. Yeah, we'll be messing around with it on September 1st when it comes out. So right now we'll finish out this PvP thing. Clear out every last daily. I think we still need to get our 3 Valhawks. And then after we go claim that, we'll go to the 1 hour booster. And then pretty much just send Vault Keys until we end up getting it. Oh yeah, Cookie. Sorry, my bad. I haven't handed out any codes yet, have I? Wait. Here's the first code. Though keep in mind, we're going to be handing out a lot of codes soon because I'm about to be opening Vault Keys for like half the stream. Anytime we get one of the bigger drops, we'll hand out a code. And it's another thing too. I mentioned in the video, but I didn't mention it in the stream. Don't forget the Wednesday pet. There is a pet this Wednesday. Only this Wednesday. And then it'll come back who knows when. Though I might have an International Cat or Dog Day pet to hand out this month. I don't. Last I checked, I did not get more codes from Kafka yet. I mean, not Kafka. I mean Jetto. But yeah, well, at some point later this month. It's probably one of the old International Cat or Dog Day pets. But in game, the Cat Day one is in 2 days. This Wednesday, and the Dog Day was like the second to last Wednesday of the month, somewhere around there. Whatever the calendar said. August 27th. Yeah, the last Wednesday. So the first Wednesday and the last Wednesday. First Wednesday we get the cat, which is 2 days from now, and the last Wednesday we get the dog, and as well as the Vault weekend that weekend. But hopefully we'll have one of the old pets to hand out this month as well. I have no clue which, but we probably will. Not sure what stream we'll be doing it for. I was considering this stream, but I don't have them yet, so we'll have to be a different stream this month. How many Vault keys you grabbed last weekend? Not a lot. Like 100 something. I did not have nearly as much time as I thought I would to go and grind it out. However, we're going to be doing a lot of those epic Vault keys to offset. So now all I need is 3 Valhawk. And then from there, we're just going to dump totems until we get all the points we need. I'm just going to totem spam completely. And then we'll just start doing a billion Vault keys then. And I will start with epic Vault key. I'm going to start with the juicier keys and see if we can get one of the 900 pulls. Alright, 2 more fights here. I will be dumping all the PvP totems. I might even do that near the end of the stream, in about an hour from now. So I do want to use all of them this week, so we might as well do them all on stream. See if we can hit the 150,000. I would say we'd mess with the legend, but I don't think the legend is particularly relevant, unfortunately. But if we can get to 150k, which I think we might be able to after using all those totems, we would get access to the legend. Technically to the mythic too, but there's no way we're spending that much on the mythic. It's just too expensive. Plus I don't even have 2,500. I keep spending on deed books because it's way better value. Alright, that should be all the points we need. I always double check how many we need to go get, which is 5,200 is how much we're looking for. Before we do, let's go open up to... oh yeah, I also deliberately went down to Ruby, so getting first place will be super free. Or maybe not first, but definitely top 3. Hopefully we get first. That'd make it even easier. Alright, what was I doing? PvP shop. Let's go open the 2D books that we have. See if we can get anything here. Also, keep in mind, if you do want to spend your gold marks on deed books, this is the last week you do so, as you will need to get 20,000 PvP points next week, or at any point in the new PvP season before we can start doing it again. So make sure to spend all your gold marks before the end of the week. If you do like throwing them on deed books or shiny keys, because it'll be a little while before we can again, unless you grind PvP a lot at the start. But yeah, if we get 150k, we can get this guy. I don't think it was bad, but it wasn't awful. He deals a bunch of damage to an enemy boosted by their attack at a 1.5 times ratio, which is a really weird ratio. I'm not even sure if this has ever even happened before. It might be the first of its kind. We've had 0.5 before. I'm not sure if we've ever had 1.5 before, though. And it then inflicts 2 stacks of bleed, and if the enemy dies, gain half its mana back. If this was auto extra turn and a little bit more mana, it could be okay. Or even half mana with extra turn. I just get to give a bunch of magic and life to all Rashkas, the magic part being particularly good. Magic and attack would have been a little bit better, though. There may already be a trip that does that. But, yeah, it's not great. It's not awful. If you get 150k PvP points, you can get them pretty much for free, since there isn't really anything else to dump silver marks on currently. So we'll go and get a copy of them. Saves 800 diamonds down the line, so might as well. But first things first. How much did I need again? I already forgot the number. I needed 5,200. So let me go do that. Because I'm pretty sure the 1,000 thing still works. Someone mentioned one of the weeks that it wasn't. But it still seems to be from what I last seen. So I need 5,200. So basically use these and then... what's the best way of doing this? Because I don't want to overshoot it. I could do it with 5,500 without overshooting, right? I'll just do it that way then. Let me just double check. Yeah, because that doesn't get us to 6,500. Okay, so I'll use 6,000 then. Oh, no. I mean 5,500 then. Use 1 gold, 1 of the other one, and that gets us to 687. Alright, we'll do that then. Go to PvP shop, go to other, use one of these, and that should get us to the exact number we need. I will use the rest of these later, but for now, just want to get the booster thingy. Alright, there we go. Exact number. And now we go collect this. Boom, we get a free 1,000. Then we collect it again. Boom. And we already have 8,000 just like that. And now we have the 1 hour booster thing. Might as well throw some XP. Oh, wait. Where's my XP booster? Oh, yeah, duh. I used it for the Vault event weekend. Oh, no. I gotta go do Explore real quick. Okay, let me go do some quick Explore. Let's go down here. Oh, no. That's not what I wanted. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I can't do... Oh, no! I can't do Cinder Mirage Quick Kill. That's funny. I can't do Cinder Mirage Quick Kill because it's currently the Cinder Mirage event week. So it's currently replaced with Underspire. Oh, that's really funny. Because that's normally where I'd go to get my Quick Kill Explore 1 done. But it's occupied by the Underspire this week. Luckily, there's another location that works. Actually, 2 other locations. Dukeroff, or that one all the way top right, does it too. Alright, let's clear through this real quick, and then we'll start running through Vault Keys then. Hello, Isabel! Welcome, welcome, welcome up Postman Wall. Yeah, they did mention in the past that they weren't going to reset VP every single season. And then they did. The only thing that carries over is if you, like, save some of the totems. I think, like, half their value carries over. And originally it was only going to be, like, 10%. They buffed it a little bit, though. But, yeah, it's really bad how little ends up carrying over. And by how much covers over, I mean, like, literally none unless you save the totems. Alright, one more set of this, and then we start cracking through Vault Keys then. Yeah, the problem with Blackhawk, there's, Blackhawk used to be a kingdom. There's one singular troop there that doesn't get one-shotted. And that's just not in the rotation to show up there anymore. But that was the issue with it in the past, is there's one singular troop there that, that ends up bypassing it. Alright, let's start running some keys. Let's start opening the Vault Keys, the Mega Keys. Alright, how many do we have? Alright, let's go open 64 Epic Vault Keys. Maybe we'll split it half and half into 32. Let's start opening some of them. Oh, no! No, no, this is the wrong team! Oh, no, this is going to be a headache and a half to go win now. No! I forgot to go switch the team to a real team. Luckily, this battle is really easy. But, whoops. That's not the team we want. Oh, this is going to be a really annoying battle. It's even worse if he isn't dead yet. Because he has resummon. Yeah, this is slightly problematic. Especially on booster right now. Whoops. And I'm not going to retreat. I'm not getting up my Epic Vault Key. This is very problematic. Especially since he keeps shifting the team. Mistakes have been made. Luckily, we'll never lose with this team, but gosh, does it take forever and a half to win. Oh, we should be fine now. He can't resummon anymore. Alright, well that was bad. Now let's go switch into a real team. And every big drop will hand out a code. Alright, that's not what we want. Just want standard Flower Dragon build. Any variant. There we go. Alright, now we're fine. That's much better. There we go. Yeah, we got nothing. Oh, I need to pay attention to that gem drop, though. That was a gem drop. I didn't actually see how much it was, because I keep forgetting. I still really hate how the new loot system works for that. I'm so used to it being in the old format. But we have to look at both the top and the bottom to see if we got anything. Because the gem drop would be down there whenever you get it. Oh, so are these Epic Vault Keys? Where's all my loot? We're getting like nothing in this. Oh, was it the 360 gem? Nice. I saw it was gem. I couldn't tell what the amount was. That's not the big 900 one, though. But it's still helping our cause, though. Of course, the goal right now is to get 100,000 gems. But the main thing I want to see is at least one pull of the 900. But I think we'll split the epics half and half. We'll open like 32 or so right now. And then we'll open the rest on Vault Key. Just open every last Vault Key. And if we're somehow still not there, we'll keep opening Epic Vault Keys till we get it. Ideally off of a 900 gem drop. Would be a nice way to finish it. I want to see it at least once during all this. If it's anything like normal Vault Key, it's roughly about a 1 in 100. But unfortunately, unlike many drop tables in the game, drop table for Vault Key and Epic Vault Key is not shown anywhere in game. So no way of really knowing the exact value. I think it's been data mined in the past, but it hasn't been data mined recently if they would have changed it at all. I keep forgetting we have so many Epic Vault Keys. I remember when we only had 1,000. Now we're almost at 2,000 just sitting there. Also, by far the worst drop in an Epic Vault Key, seeing a Cedric drop. It's not even like 3 copies of Cedric like a lot of the other tarot cards and everything. It's literally just 1. Such a troll drop. Even in Vault Keys it feels bad. Nice, another 360. That's our second 360. Oh yeah, it kicked me all the way out. Let me open some normal Vault Keys for a bit. These are all going to need to get open, most likely regardless anyways. It's the same drop table, it's just Vault Keys give slightly less. Though we will on average, ironically, get more gems per Vault Key. Like as far as a ratio of 3 to 1. The main reason being is that there's 3 normal gnomes instead of 2. So even though an Epic Vault Key is about the value of 3 Vault Keys, you will on average get more gems from 3 Vault Keys than you will from an Epic Vault Key. The highest drops you can get from one Epic Vault Key are, 3 times higher and everything. But because the Epic Vault Key doesn't have the 3rd gnome, and those gnomes can drop gems, you're getting ever so slightly less gem per opening of an Epic Vault Key. Oh, it's just the factor of 3 to 1 as well. Because even without that factor, even if they did have 3 gnomes in it, you'd still be getting more overall gnomes from normal Vault Key. Just across more battles, of course. But yeah, 2 360 gem drops. It's not bad at all. That means we only need like, what, 1,500 more? We're pretty much already there. We'll check. What are we at? Oh, not that. Yeah, I need 1,300 more gems. You know what we'll do? I'll open Vault Keys until we're in the 900 range. And then I want to do Epic Vault Key to try to find the elusive 900. Because I really want to get it by that. It's fine if we don't. Because it's purely luck-based if we do. But we're going to open normal Vault Keys until we're within 900 striking distance, and then open Epic Vault Key until we hopefully get to 900. Or 3 normal gem drops, which would bring us up as well. And after we do all this for about an hour or however long it takes, probably spam PvP for the rest. As I do want to go use up the rest of our medals. And I want to grind out the rest to 150,000 of whatever we haven't done yet. So whatever the difference is that we haven't already completed. Which I think we're pretty much already there. We might be able to reach it with our totems or be a few thousand off. But if we are a few thousand off, I want to go grind that few thousand. Whatever it is, we'll definitely be able to get it to stream. And the main reason I want to do that is it saves 800 gems down the line. I mean diamonds. Well, I have more diamonds than I ever know what to do with. We do have to keep shelling out not 4,000 for each of those gold mark mythics eventually. Maybe even 2 if we're going for multiple. Which is really going to chip into our pile over time. Because they add a new one of those every, what, 10 weeks because of PvP seasons. You just no downtime with them. Or it's every 11 weeks, whatever ends up coming out to. But like every 3 months or so, they end up adding a new mythic that you basically have to diamond. Because it's not worth spending 2,500 gems on it. I mean, 2,500 gold marks on it, I mean. As it's way better spent on 25 deed books. And even if you didn't want deed books, honestly, anything else you could spend on gold marks is more value than that. Like, I'd rather spend that on 125 shiny keys, which I believe is how much that math came out to. Like 125 shiny keys is way better than one single mythic. Like that's enough to fully shiny 4 troops for the cost of one single mythic. Like that mythic is way too expensive. Any way you break it down, whether it be 25 deed books or 125 or whatever it was, shiny keys, or whatever the other breakdowns are. They're all better value than getting one mythic that is generally dead content anyways. Or so niche you'll use it for like one battle a year. Oh, that's the wrong game mode. That is also the wrong game mode. Bring me back! I'm so surprised they haven't fixed that yet. Being able to menu all the way out like that. Alright, we're almost there. Oh, so no big drops yet tonight. Closest thing we had is the 360 gem drop twice off of epics. But that's just a standard drop on epic vault keys. That's the same as getting the 120 on normal vault key. Like obviously yes, it's what we want, but it's not exactly what we want. If we see it on a normal vault key, that'd be a different story. But regardless, even if we don't get a gem drop, we're still getting gems from the standard gnome, so we're still getting profit from it. Or, you know, progress towards it. Also, not like we'll need it, but worst comes to worst, the gold key spam can also get it to us really quickly. Maybe not quickly, but it would eventually get there. Quickly is definitely not the right word. Gold keys are like a few gems a click. And you have to like go through multiple menus. Oops, I did not mean to go all the way back again, but 1,300 more. We're almost there. 300 more, and then we'll open epic vault keys until we get the 900. Or 3 360s. Which means I only need 2 more big gem drops from this. Either the really big one or the small one 2 times. Wow, did we just get pure gold? All we got was gold, gold, and gold. There's one thing that's really annoying in this new format too. Before you could really easily tell just from a glance what each drop came from. Like what did this gnome drop, what did this Cedric drop, everything like that. But now it doesn't actually tell you. Like right there it says treasure gnome, but right here it doesn't say which one I got it from. Like if I click on that orb, yeah we know it came from Cedric. But it doesn't say it came from Cedric. It's really weird compared to the old layout where it had them in the background. I still really prefer that old layout that they changed like a year or 2 ago or whatever it was. It is so much harder to tell where loot is coming from now. Then it has like 2 different categories of like the top section and the bottom section. And the way that they get divided makes absolutely no sense. Like the things that show up on top compared to at the bottom. I was like, can we stop getting Cedric? I feel like we've seen like 20 of them tonight already. We've opened like 50 keys and half of them feel like there's been Cedric. I know it hasn't been that many. It's probably closer to 10, but still. Way more than it should be. I never understood why he's so common in the drop table. I guess it was slightly because of how vault keys used to be so much rarer in the past. But now a new player can literally just farm, like slightly farm 1 vault weekend. And they easily have like a maxed out Cedric with 3 extra copies. In just a single vault weekend. Because so far, not counting the epic vault keys, but just counting like vault key numbers, you could have gotten this from farming a vault weekend for like an hour if you already had the Palooza stacked up. We're talking like less than 1 hour of doing vault event weekend, and you would already have Cedric max with 3 spare copies. It is crazy how many excess copies it gives you. No, don't keep bringing me all the way out. Also, I keep forgetting to check how many gems we have every time it brings me out. Though we're still pretty short because we haven't gotten a natural gem drop. Just the small ones from the gnomes. And speaking of Cedric. Now we'll go down to 50 and maybe we'll switch back to the other one. See if we can get like a 316 to a 900. Or whatever it comes out to. Actually, isn't it? Wait, isn't it 900? I keep forgetting what its value is. I think it's a 900 with the 20%. It's been so long since we've gotten it. Like, I've only ever gotten it twice. But yeah, it should be a 900. Come on, we're all the good major orbs. Not a single one yet today. I wonder if Lester's seen the Maiden of Pain. Actually, I haven't mentioned that yet. And didn't mention in the video, but I knew I would have to do it while I was like making it. But for the thumbnail of the video, I made sure to crop out her chest as much as possible, just so YouTube wouldn't censor it or something. The way that her chest is. Obviously it shows up when it showed up in game and everything. But for the thumbnail, I cropped that thing out like as far as it would go. While still showing her head. Oh yeah, we'll definitely do Puzzle Quest 3 sometime this month. I just need to figure out how to get my save data and everything. Or just download it one day and see if it auto-saves from the cloud. I was not sure if the game had cloud saves from when I last played. Because that might have been something they added midway through before then or after then. Or I mean after. But I definitely want to check what the state of the game is. Not sure how long we'd stream it for, but I definitely want to check what has happened in like 3 years. Because I only really ever played it a lot for the first year and a couple months. So many major orbs, so much not loot from them though. We keep getting kicked out too. Let me open down the 50 vault keys and then we'll switch back to epics again. Because epics, we're only going to need 2 gem drops to close the gap. I just need 1 standard gem drop, which would be our 3rd. And then 1 big gem drop, and that would be all that we need. Yeah, after 50, we'll go switch back then. And then if we somehow go to 1,600 epic vault key, we'll switch back to vault. Alright, 4 more, then back to epics. But yeah, no really big drops other than standard loot. No good orb drops, nothing else. Really underwhelming key so far. Alright, major blue, we're improving slightly. You finally got Flower Dragon yesterday? Nice. Yeah, Chrysanthemum is so nice to have. Come on, so many major orbs, so much nothing from them though. Stellaryx is still really good though. They're pretty interchangeable for most teams. They both have their benefits and negatives. Which is Flower Dragon's a newer, so I just have a bias using it a little bit more often. Alright, Major Purple. Not bad, but not what we're looking for. Let's go back to Epic Vault Keys. So here we'll only need to get the big gem drop twice more. And you know what? I'll even hand out a code for every big gem drop we get now, even the small big gem drop. Nothing from those. Nothing again. Well, our orb luck is so bad tonight. I know it's only at 10% that we get something good, but still. It's in there somewhere. Does Flower Dragon hit harder than Stellarix? Yes. Ever so slightly harder. I forget what the exact ratio difference is, but yes, it does hit ever so slightly harder. But it also has a 2 higher mana cost, so you do have to account for that too. So it's slightly harder for it to get its initial mana. But its initial hit is higher. Biggest downside of Flower Dragon is mostly how squishy it is compared to Stellarix. Like, Stellarix is basically a proper tank troop. That just also happens to have, like, absurdly high damage. Flower Dragon has a little bit of spell reduction, but has no score reduction at all. But overall, if you feel like you don't have that many resources, you're perfectly fine with one or the other. Like, if you already started on Stellarix, it's better just, you know, to finish Stellarix. But if you haven't started on either yet, I would definitely go down the Flower Dragon route. There are some weeks where you do use the standard dragons for them, though. Even if you don't have them. Like, for example, Brown Cosmic Dragon is ran for Underspire this week. Which, of course, if you went down the Flower Dragon route, you might not have laying around. But yeah, if you were to go for all into one at this point, if you haven't started either, Flower Dragons are better. Not by much, but they are slightly better. But they also cost slightly more. But you still use the Cosmic Dragons a lot. There we go, finally our first good drop, Silver Glory. Wow, that took forever. Oh, that's not my code section, it's the calculator. Alright, there you guys go, enjoy. Yeah, hello Fotis, welcome, welcome. I'm actually surprised how long that took. We've been opening keys for like 15 minutes straight, or 20 minutes straight. And that is the first good drop we've gotten this whole time, not counting gems. Like, as far as like the really big drops. I will hand out a code for every big gem drop now though, even the small big gem. This is since we're in the final stretch for it. Because I only need one small drop and one big drop to be the final 1,000 we need. Or 1,200, whatever it is. Ooh, big diamond drop. We'll be needing those soon with all the new mythics coming out soon. And by that, I mean all of the PvP mythics being in rotation. Because those should slowly be trickling in over the next few months. And a lot of them have never rotated a single time yet. A code for every orange orb? No. We'd be handing out a code like every other thing. Oh, the double pet. You know what? We'll hand that out. I normally don't for a single pet orb, but a double small pet orb, we'll do it for that. Why not? It's basically a max power orb at that point. Or, you know, not a power orb, but a what's it called? Pet orb. But yeah, that's a double 2% roll right there. Since there's not another 1% in the normal one blocking it. Still pretty nice. But it's basically a major pet orb right there. Because a lot of times you don't even need all 3 upgrades. There's a lot of them where you only need 2 upgrades for. Which effectively does the same thing. Oh, there it is, the 360. Okay, we're in striking distance now. This is what I wanted. The 900 gem drop to finish it. Can we get it? All right, let me go hand out one more code. Oops, wrong key. Oh wait, I never opened. Oh, because I got a vault key in it. That's funny. Okay, let me open one normal one, and then we'll go back to the others. But yeah, let's hand out another code. But yeah, we're at the final stretch. We are just 1 mega gem drop away from getting it now. We just need to get the all elusive. Oh, nice, another gem drop right there. But we're just 1 900 gem drop away, or 3 small ones, or technically 2 if we go dry enough and get enough normal loot. But I want to see the big 900 to finish it with. That was like the ideal setup I wanted to see. It's not too big a deal if we don't get it that way, but it'd be so nice if we do. Any key could be the one. Just gotta keep spinning the slot machine. Eventually it'll give us what we need. It's around a 1% chance, give or take a little. Might be slightly more common than that, but it's about a 1%. We've opened about like 40 or so far. Oh no! I did say for the other gem drop we'd hand out a code. Gosh, there's so many codes. Okay, we'll hand out a code for that, but that's not the big one yet. I need 2 more of those to get there, or just 1 big one. We're almost there. Oh, 2 major orbs. Nothing in them though. Come on, any vault key could be the one. Do you happen to know how often the gem dragons appear in Soulforge? They rotate with the other one, so every 12 weeks, every single one would rotate. Because currently only the gem dragons and celestial dragons are... Oh no, sorry, yeah. Only the gem dragons and celestial dragons are in Soulforge right now. And all of them will rotate at least once before it rotates back around. So basically, slightly less than every 3 months, they will fully rotate. I'm not sure what the current rotation's at, though. I'm not sure if there's any website that's even tracking it these days. But in the current state of the game, every 3 months they would fully rotate. As we'll do all of the gem dragons and cosmic dragons once, and then we'll cycle through all of them again in random order. Also, thank you, Isabel, for the continued support. If I don't play Puzzle Quest 3, I give all y'all plushies. No worries, we definitely will sometime this month. Probably like 2 weekends from now. Maybe 3 weekends from now. Definitely not 4, because that's next Vault weekend. Because this weekend, I kind of wanted to do Old School RuneScape to go do that big Inferno challenge thing. But beyond that, yeah, every other weekend would be fine. Other than the final weekend, which is Vault weekend. So soon, very soon. My biggest concern is just getting the save data back, but honestly, it'd probably take like 10 minutes. I won't just give the plushies. No worries, we will. Likely 2 weekends from now. Nice Lesser Glory Orb. I've been meaning to for a while, I just haven't yet. It's been like 3 years now. They were definitely making some pretty questionable decisions around the time that I stopped playing. But I have heard from Cookie, Isabel, and others that they have made a lot of improvements. Probably not enough for me to really come back, but we'll see. Comment above is summary from Jetto. Apparently they're working with Spaghetti Code Soulforge since the one who coded Soulforge left. And the new guys are having to work backwards to get it to work. Oh gosh. Soulforge has always had a lot of issues. The premise of it was good. The overall execution left a lot to be desired. My biggest disappointment with it these days is that it hasn't been expanded more often. And the fact that it never got pets. I'm still really surprised you can never craft pets in it. There's that one Soulforge pet that came in that one update. Like one of the few times Soulforge has been updated. But, like, there's no pet rotation to go and get them with some kind of other resource. Like with diamonds or a bunch of other dead currencies like trait stones and such. Or the jewels or whatever they end up making it for. But it'd be nice to see at least one colored pet of all 6. Or at least all of them from a kingdom. Either or. Like, either have all the pets for the kingdoms and have the cosmetic ones be, like, 10 times more expensive or something. Like, you know, those holiday ones that are normally money locked these days. They're only available for free once, normally. But have all those be, like, 10 times, 20 times the cost, whatever they want to do. Have all the other pets at normal value. Just let you craft them in Soulforge every time a kingdom rotates. Or make it one colored pet per week rotating. Because those things are so annoying if you're missing some to get them back. Luckily we have them all, so it doesn't really affect us too much. But it always seemed weird to me that you can't get pets in Soulforge in any kind of rotation or something. And there's so many more things that they could add to it. Ways to upgrade stuff to the game that they've never really utilized with Soulforge. It also seems like the best way to fix dead currencies. It helps souls at least. Like, souls basically became undead between that and elite levels. The orb slightly made them more dead because you don't need them for elite levels anymore, technically. You somewhat do. But you still need it a lot for Soulforge. But there's so many other things you could do to undeadify a currency by just making it in something in Soulforge. Like the one Soulforge update they did do when they added curse gems and everything, it undeadified celestial trait stones. There are quite a few of them that actually require celestial trait stones. And you can actually zero out your celestials if you have enough curse gems. So it's not a dead currency anymore. You can actually use it for some stuff. The stuff you convert them to aren't the greatest of value, but it's better than nothing. And they could do that for so many things in the game that are pretty much completely dead currency now that Soulforge could bring new life back to. It'd also be a nice meta progression for early game because then you have the choice of, oh, do you trade a troop? Or do you just dump a bunch of trait stones into it, or a bunch of ingots into it, or a bunch of whatever other insert dead currency here into? Because obviously endgame players would just dump their gigantic reserves plus whatever other currency. Before it was tied to curse runes, but you know, whatever they end up tying it to later. But newer players would also have that option, so instead of just going all in on, you know, the normal use cases for them, they might have an alternative route that they could start allocating towards. Also, where are all the drops? We're like 30 keys now with nothing. Oh, we max rolled the chaos shards though, not like they really matter that much. Alright, we have officially gotten down to 1,600. Come on, where's a big 900 drop? If it is around 1%, we're pretty much at drop right now. Oh no, we're going to hit it. At this point, if we get a 360, it's going to be enough. Even at 360, we'll push it over. Now it's basically a race between what wins, 360 or 900. As we're close enough now that even the small gem drop will bring us there. At this rate, I might just get it from the 2 gnomes. They could drop up to 24 at a time. Well, 20 plus the 20%. Which which means we could get a 48 gem drop between the two. But we're almost at drop rate for it. Still haven't seen it yet. I've only gotten it twice ever. This would be the third if we actually did get it. Though if we opened our entire stack, we'd get it over 15 times most likely. Well, 15 more times. In the current state of the game, it's the biggest gem drop you can ever get for free. This requires grinding the vault weekends a bunch. No, these days not even a bunch. A single Palooza can easily give you like 2 or 3. Even with slower teams, you're getting at least 1 or 2 from them. Assuming you're just spamming Quick Kill Explore. But the stash of Epic Vault Keys is like forever long. This stash has been compiling since like a year after Epic Vault Keys came into the game. Like it's been at least like 4 or 5 years, this Epic Vault Key stack. Like some insane amount of time. Come on, where's that big gem drop? You're just teasing us with the 6. Come on, show us a real number. Come on, where's our 900? We're almost at 100 used. Which, how many did we start with? It was like 60 or 70 something. I actually completely forgot what the number was. Because we're really close to 1,000 at this point. I forget what the ratio is of small gem to big gem though. I can't remember if it's 3 to 1 or 5 to 1. Like how many small gems you would get for every one really big gem drop. Okay, so far we've seen 3 of the small gem drop. I say small, 360 is still a lot. But you know, the small for epic vault key value. Come on, any gem drop. We're literally 1 away. What's really surprising is we haven't even seen any good drop in the last 50. Like, not just no gems, but no nothing. Obviously the general loot's still nice, but not even like good general loot yet in the last 50-ish. It is sad when you see epic vault keys that are worth literally less than a vault key loot though. Which normally happens whenever your Cedric rolls something like a troop or something. Something absurdly bad. Big diamond drop.
Mana surge.
Alright, that reminds me, don't forget, if you want to not waste your keys, if you are opening vault keys earlier this week at any point, make sure to save all your Glory Gym Guild and VIP chests, or mostly the gym keys that you get from this, until after Friday. Because at Friday reset, the current mythic is no longer in drop table, so you can get actual real mythics again. Unless you still want to try to get the new mythic. But you probably want to wait until after it's out of drop table. As almost anything will be better than it. It's fine to get one copy if you're still missing it, of course, though. If you already have your one copy, probably wait until Friday before you open any more keys. As far as Glory Gym Guild and VIP chests. Which for these is mostly applicable to gym keys. You get event keys quite a bit too, but gym keys is the only one that the mythic is currently blocking. Of those keys. Alright, where's our drops at? There it is! There it is! Okay, the final code time. This is where we'd hand out the special pet code, but I don't have one to hand out. So we'll hand out 2 normal codes. Here we go. I would do them back to back, which we almost never do, but there we go. The back-to-back code. It is done. 100,000 gems, finally. For the first time ever. We're only like several years late to the party. But we finally have 100,000 gems for the first time ever. I'll need to probably spend it on something very soon. But there we go. It has been done. 100k. Let's go clear out everything else now. Grab all of our legendary tasks. Oh yeah, we haven't touched the water vent thing yet. I should probably go do that and help out the guild. Wait, I haven't even bought my battles yet. I'll go do that and help out the guild. Oh no, I'm gonna waste my... I almost just did already. No, we gotta keep our 100k intact. We're only buying tier 2 for now. But yeah, let me not go for the third yet. I'm gonna ruin my 100k. Alright, let's go do help out the guild. Let's go do that event real quick. World event team, grab that. Boom, boom, boom. I'm using Slayer. This team might be a little overkill for the lower level range. Like, really overkill. Oh, the team's already here. Perfect. Maybe I switch something up. What do we have for Empower? Yeah, a lot. We don't have anything that hits all enemies really well, do we? Other than Hero Weapon. Ooh, we have the Caranderas. That is almost tempting to go do for the really early fights. Like in Rage Carandera, all enemies hit. That's so much mana to go fill, though. I don't know, we'll be fine with this. How long do we really have to fight weak stuff for? Probably not that long. Problem with this team is we get, like, no real mana start, though. What Empower can I ever replace, Flaming Ani with? We don't have any guarantee Exploder than Bombbot. I mean, Firebomb. I don't think you lose any value from using Firebomb in this game mode, though. Alright, where's my Metal Fracture damage? Let me go upgrade it, too. Guild. Nope, not that guild. Oh, we have one member, by the way, that we could go fill. Did we have someone that wanted it earlier? Okay, we got a spot open. Alright, is our metal set? Perfect. Alright, let's go do this. Guild, battle. Let's go clear all this out. Don't think we change anything there. But we're switching out Firebomb for now. It's gonna be a little bit better for your earlier fights. Probably still switch it up a little bit. Still not ideal for super early. Because the amount of damage we have is way overkill for super weak fights. Yeah, we finally did it. 100k. Now to go spend 100k gems. No. I'm not even sure where you would even dump it these days. Especially with how progressed we are. Because as you're progressing through a game, one thing you tend to do with it a lot is gem keys. Or if you spend some money in the game, VIP keys even. Like gem key until you have every ultra rare in the game max, and then switch over to VIP keys for the rest. Is generally the strategy if you spend enough money to have them unlocked. Is in early game you keep doing gem keys all the way until you have every ultra rare completely maxed out. And then after doing that, you go and spam VIP keys until you own literally everything in the game. Otherwise, you just stick with gem keys the entire time if you don't have VIP keys unlocked. The main thing with VIP keys is you get less drops with them, but the amount of gems you have to spend per mythic is lower. So they come out to a little bit better value. So you get less from them, but the stuff you get from them is higher rarity. Put them into 1 billion, the Xenos? Oh gosh. I can't remember if I ever got more than one of them. But yeah, this ward event is so free this week. Triple damage burning in the Zolgoth. Not to mention you have like a troop under low rarity that could just auto win a fight. Like, everything else is just to speed up the battle. One single angry mob is enough to win the entire fight on his own. You don't even need a team around him. Just keep spamming angry mob until you win the battle. Everything else is just to make the team quicker. Hey, this isn't a Zolgoth team, this is an angry mob team. He resummons your entire army, has like infinite mana accumulation, and even has Enrage to go with the extra skull damage you have access to. And then once you have all Gluttony, you just keep taking the same fight over and over and over again. And I make sure to do it at the bottom so we can keep taking the closer click to the fight button. Just so you don't have to move the mouse or finger as much. I feel like it's more beneficial on mobile, but it's still nice on PC not having to move the mouse as far. Just keep spamming the same spot over and over again. Yeah, Ward Event is very free this week. After this, we'll go check what we need for PvP. I want to see if we can get 150k. Which I think we can do with medals alone. If we can't, or with the totem things, whatever they're called. And if we can't, we'll grind out whatever the rest is. But I think just the totem things alone get us 150k. And if not, we'd at most have to grind for only like half an hour, probably even less. Well, we might have to grind literally 0 seconds. I don't know, we'll find out after we clear these battles out. It's either under half an hour grind or literally 0 grind at all. I did some quick math earlier, but I did not do precise, so I have no clue. It's either barely enough or slightly short. Sure, everyone, what you just sent on Discord? What do you send on Discord? I don't have it open at the moment. I should have about 6 more, and then we'll go do the PvP thing. Says, hello, Lester. Why do you always bring that up? We have never quit Gems of War. Actually, the closest we ever did was, oddly enough, around this time, the first year of the game. The game came out in 2014, and around this time in 2015, we almost quit the game. It was pretty much like the lowest point for the game ever. Like, the updates at that time weren't really doing anything at all. The players' numbers were the lowest in the history of the entire game. But then it really started to rebound after. I never did quit at that time. But it was mostly college starting back up that almost made me, though. Because I was so busy with that. While also still working full-time. It was around the closest I ever came to quitting the game. It was like around this time in the first year of launch. But then every month afterwards for forever has had a higher player number than then. Like, the game really started to rebound. I can't remember what they did around that time. I want to say it was around the 2.0 patch, which started adding traits and stuff like that. Which really started to give more identity to a lot of troops. As well as just play styles in general. It was one of the most power creepy things that was ever done in an early game, though. Like, troops going from no traits to all having 3 traits. Oh, was it a big communication thing from Jetto? Alright, let me go check your post thingy real quick. See how long Discord will take to update. Loading, 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 loading. Loading, loading. Oh, I got 2 messages. Let's see. What is this? Guild Wars Reforged feedback. Actually, let me just get the link. I'll just post it here. Copy, 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 copy. Let's see. Paste, 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 paste. Oh no, not where I wanted to put that. Put it over here. Paste, 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 paste. Let's see. What is this? Tiny update about fighting yourself later this month. Next. Oh yeah, we've been needing something like that for a while. Be able to fight yourself, or is it all the way at the top of this? I'll be sharing a series of blogs around specifically quality of life updates. Updates as in sharing information and not updates as in quality of life. Oh, okay. Interesting. That's what you mean then. But it's something we've been needing for a while. They actually removed that when they end up changing defend teams. If they're going to be communicating more with stuff like that, that'd be great. Because now that they're starting to update what seems like way more often than before. Because this year we've been at pretty much almost consistently like an update a month. Which is at least 2 times more updates than we would normally have in a year. Final battle if we don't get a Valhawk here. Also, we're supposed to be getting another update this month, even though we just had 8.7 for early game last month. They said by the end of the month, so it could be, you know, anytime. But, yeah, supposedly we are getting one this month. Eventually, soon, TM. Alright, that's all of that taken care of. We still got 5 minutes of booster. Not sure we'll be able to utilize it for much, but we do have it. Let me go set this to that. Alright. What do I need now? PvP. Let's go use up all of these and see how far it gets us. So currently we're starting around 8,000. Actually, exactly 8,000. Well, pretty much. Alright. Let's go use up every last token we have. Now that we've used the boosters and everything. Let's just dump every last one. I forget if we have to use these one at a time for it to count to the other thing, but I am going to. Just so it registers in the other thing correctly. Because I'm pretty sure when you bulk use them, it kind of glitches out a bit sometimes. Oh yeah, we are going to have enough. Oh yeah, we're easily going to have enough. Yep, we did it. No grind required. Okay, we did do the math correctly earlier. We do indeed hit 150,000 without needing to grind at all. What this gives us access to is this guy over here. This saves us 800 diamonds in the future. Black Mane, Montu. Deals a bunch of damage boosted by their attack at a 1.5 ratio, which honestly isn't that bad if you're fighting something like way harder than you. And inflicts 2 stacks on bleed on them. That does basically nothing though. And if the enemy dies, gain half the mana back, which actually could be pretty good because then you can kind of spam, especially if he's at a situation where you can one-shot with this ability. So you can one-shot, get half your mana back, one-shot, get half your mana back. Not the greatest, but, you know, it's okay. You're definitely not going to be using this over Ubistet in the category. However, you know, he's kind of like a mini Ubistet for Legend instead of Mythic. Except it boosts based on their attack rather than your team's attack. It doesn't have the double insta-kill, it just has a single insta-kill with half your mana back. Well, not really insta-kill, but, you know, a really high damage poke. You just have to make sure not to use Entangle with it. And he gives a bunch of life and magic to Rashkas, which is the main context you'd be using this troop to begin with. Like, you're not going to be using this in a normal team. You're using it if you're doing Pride Lands, or you're using it because of Rashka. You're not going to be putting this in a standard team, but, you know, and those 2 restrictions could come up occasionally. Especially if you're missing some of the better options. And worst comes to worst, he could just feed you a little bit extra magic. But, yeah, there we go. And we would never, ever, ever buy this, even if we had enough to do so. Though one thing we did earn is enough deed books to go do this again. We were on like 20 deed books short without getting a single purple. Where are they? We've done so many without one. The only other thing oh gosh, we got 45 key already this week. Are we winning? We winning yet? Where's global leaderboard at? Are we actually at top 10? That'd be funny. Wait, we're actually... Wait. It hasn't updated yet? We actually are on top 100. That's funny. We actually are on top 100 because I saved them all near the end. Not all, but a good majority of them. That's probably going to fall because we're probably not going to be grinding too much throughout the week for it. There's only one last thing I want to go do that we haven't finished out, which is Underspire. So let me go do those real quick. Oh no, end dungeon, daily dungeon. Haven't done that either. Let me go do daily dungeon first. And of course we immediately hit the trap. Wonderful. Now let's go clear through these. Then we'll go clear through normal Underspire. I don't think I'm going for even the 50 gems this week though. I think we're just going for basic completion and just getting the free lantern for later. Haven't been doing that as much recently, but I think I will this week. It's not that this week has no options at all. Just after last week between Vault Week and everything else, I kind of just want to skip a week. So it's just we did 2 full week completions recently. We're at a point where we have a pretty good reserve of gold and silver metals at the moment. So we're just going to use this to bank 1 extra lantern for the future. Because if you just do the free battles, you can just stack lanterns for later then. Because you generally only want to be lanterning 1 of 3 rooms. The double silver room, the double gold room. The double silver is on floor 4 for that boss room. The double gold, which is by far the best thing you could use on, is on the floor 6. And then the only other one kind of worth doing it on is the very last boss. It only gives you a normal pet orb, so you're only really doubling that and like a little bit of Dragonite and stuff. It's not horrible to use on that. But of the 3, I would probably say it's the lowest value of the 3. But if you really want to like expedite upgrading the pets and stuff, it could be worthwhile. Alright, Underspire is the only thing left. And yeah, we'll just do basic free battles. Just doing a quick kill team with the Eclipse Dragon then. But yeah, the team's not bad this week. I don't know, maybe I'll go deeper. I just want to skip a week for once. It's just been so long since I bothered skipping one. But of course you always want to use your free torches though. As you'll still be able to get the bronze medal from floor 1. Dip into floor 2, get all the dead end rooms throughout them. Like your loot's not that bad. Plus you get to save the 1 lantern for later. So you can double up your gold, double up your silver, double up something else later down the line. I don't have any alignment with that. Also, it feels weird with a lot of these kingdoms. Like with the blue flower dragon, you'd feed a bunch of green into it even though it's blue. For this Eclipse Dragon, it's brown, but you will generally be feeding with purple when it comes to this kingdom. A lot of them have been really weird like that, where they don't like perfectly synergize with the color of their location. Because a couple weeks ago, we had the Zolkiri blue, even though it's purple spam kingdom. I mean, sorry, green spam kingdom, I mean. And now we have the same thing going on with feeding purple in this guy, even though he's brown. It's really weird that they don't like perfectly match up, or even close at all to match up with their kingdom color. Like, they have some overlapping color, but they don't actually utilize the main one. Like, I don't think there's a single thing that has brown spam in Cinemirage. And I'm sure there's a single one that even creates brown gems, despite him being there. If anyone else knows the end of the questions, anyone want me to go over, let me know. As soon as we clear out these last few fights, I think we're going to be calling it for now. We got our main objective done. Also, one last code just for the fun of it, which is finally hitting our 100k gems. Wish I had a special pet code to hand out, but I still don't have it yet. But sometime later this month, we'll hand out whatever the pet code is. Not sure for what occasion, but we'll figure something out midway through the month. Actually, we could do it around 7.8 or 8.8, whatever it was, because I mentioned there's a patch this month, so we could do it around that time. Because supposedly we are getting an update this month before the end of the month, so we'll do it whatever week that is. When's our next stream? As far as Gems of War, probably next week's Monday. But as far as other stuff, I probably won't be streaming something this weekend, so it won't be absolutely nothing until then. As far as Gems of War, yeah, probably next Monday. Because I don't really stream Bounty Hunters these days. Because they take like half an hour, they're pretty quick these days with, you know, using a Stellaryx build or something similar. Like if you're using a team like this. Like it is so absurdly quick. How quickly that event goes by. It takes no time at all. So I've been skipping them just to save on gems recently. Because the only real big loot you get from is like double major orb. Which from Vault Event weekends you get a ton of. Obviously this Wednesday we have the pet, but you know, this is something you just claim. Just don't forget to grab the pet. Yeah, probably next week's Monday. We don't have anything super grindable for a while now. 2 weeks from now we do have the other thing. It's mostly next week, because next week we will be streaming basically every single day. Because next week we have, what's it called? Guild Wars. So next week we will be doing Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'll be streaming Gems of War 5 days next week. Pretty much every day. Other than Tuesday, Wednesday. But yeah, this week, yeah, it was mostly just that. And then next week we'll go heavy on it. And that'll pretty much be the game plan. Also, would you guys want to see another defend video? And if so, would you want to see it for green again? Or like blue or something? The only problem with blue is I would have to go look up what the thingies are. But that's fine. We can still kind of go over it. Because we did one for last time. I'm just not sure if people would want it like every single Guild War. Like a video on Tuesday going over like literally every single defend for a color. Green and blue are the only particularly relevant ones though, and I would say personally green is the stronger one of the two, but we covered green last time. Just not sure if people want me to always cover green or just cover one of each or how to do it really. Because the teams stay relatively similar, like what you defend with. Like they'll adjust a little bit, like for example countering yellow is pretty important for next Guild War. Because it's strict restriction, or specifically Suncrest I mean. Which is basically Strix. Yellow and brown are by far the two most common used colors then. Like almost everything you're going to need to counter is yellow and brown. So whenever you build defend teams, you're very, very heavily countering yellow and brown builds of any kind. So any way that you can kind of incorporate that into defense is going to be really important for Suncrest Guild War. And offensively, your main teams are... your main budget teams are basically just pure... we'll be covering this more in next week's Monday video. But your main offensive teams, if you're building for budget, are basically just completely Stone Song Aerie teams, likely built around Queen Zachi and Harpy Mage. Like every single thing you're building is basically just some budget team that uses Queen Zachi and Harpy Mage together. And as far as high rarity, it's pretty mixed. Because this is the normal Stellaryx dragon, so they're pretty bad. Like all the gem dragons. Zillopochles and Soulforge is weak, but it's basically just ultra weak Zolgoth. Quetzalma's interesting and not bad. The problem is its amount of damage per cast is really low. And if you miss with it, it is so bad when that happens. Like, when it doesn't miss and it gets to loop like 10 times in a row, it's fine. The problem is sometimes it'll cast like once or twice, miss, and then you got almost no value for that. And then you just start losing really quickly. And Phoenicia is pretty old meta, however, she's still pretty strong in how much initial damage she does. Very comparable to like a weaker Diamantina. So you can kind of have that as long as you have a Storm active. Wait, is it Firestorm specifically? Oh no, I forgot, it's not any Storm. She specifically needs Firestorm. Okay, maybe you won't be able to use Phoenicia. Because the kingdom itself doesn't really have any good way of specifically perpetually doing Firestorm. Yellow Storm, yes. You have the hero class, you have things like Ihi Cattle. But you don't really have a good way of doing Red Storm specifically. So yeah. Yeah, mythic choices are pretty bad then. It's basically just Quetzalma. And it's not even like the greatest of options. Because Rubraf's not going to cut it. Zillipochli you could do if you want to cover the rest of your colors. But you shouldn't be using him as your primary damage. You should be offsetting him. Wait, is this really going to just be like a Zachi battle? I believe Gerudo's the one that's getting shinied. The problem is he's pretty bad. Though he does have Firestorm, so I guess you could synergize him with Phoenicia and go down that route. The biggest issue is they both use the exact same color, so it's kind of awkward to mana accumulate for it, though. It's gonna be, honestly, it's probably gonna be one of the most annoying offensive Guild Wars yet. As the options you have offensively just aren't that great. But I'll figure out some kind of teams for next Monday. But yeah, budget is definitely Harpy Mage plus Zachi. And then expensive teams are likely some kind of Infinite Loop Quetzalma setup or some kind of Phoenicia setup. Yeah, generally you're going to be running Sunspear Hero class with most teams, unless you're running Phoenicia build. Sunspear Hero class is Perpetual Yellow Storm, which you wouldn't want to block the Red Storm that you need for Phoenicia. But for every other thing that you would need, like Queen Zachi and stuff, it works really well. This place also has a lot of Brown Storm, mostly because of Harpy Mage. It creates a Brown Storm every cast, which is where a lot of the brown comes from. But it's mostly a pretty yellow-focused kingdom. Hey, you could try running with Doom of... There's a really funny strategy, which I kind of want to build one of the teams into. Doom of Light has a 2% chance to death mark an enemy when matching a yellow gem boosted by its ascension level, which I believe is 2% per ascension. It doesn't actually show the boost ratio here, but I'm pretty sure it's 2% per ascension, meaning at max it's like 10 or 12%. It's really weird because it doesn't actually show it here. But last I recall, I believe it does go to like 10-12% death mark rate. So one strategy you could do, due to how much yellow spam this has, between Perpetual Yellow Storm and everything else, is put a singular Doom of Light on your team and hope you just randomly death mark kill everything. Put it in like last slot or something and just hope it starts just killing things with death mark. Obviously that won't work if they have like Beatrix or a lot of cleanse, but it's definitely a strategy. But the most consistent things are like spamming Queen Zachi, stuff like that. Problem with Queen Zachi is you might need like mech or something else on your hero to have Dispel, because she specifically hits all enemies, so if they have Submerge, that's going to be a problem. Submerge is actually really strong for next event, because Phoenicia gets countered by Submerge, Quetzalma, because its scatter damage, gets countered by Submerge, Rubraf gets countered by Submerge, Gerudo, which is the one I believe is getting shinied, gets countered by Submerge. The High Priestess gets countered by Submerge. Queen Zachi, well, the main budget option, is going to get countered by Submerge. The scatter damage thing, which is probably not even worth using, but I guess has a little bit of damage, gets countered by Submerge. Literally every legend in this location gets countered by Submerge, except for Zillipochli. That is hilarious. Yeah, Zillipochli, which is in Soulforge right now, is literally the only thing out of the 8 usable things that are like legend and above. Only one of them does not get countered by Submerge, and he's not even good. But yeah, you're going to see so many Submerge builds. Like anti-yellow, Submerge heavy builds. Could be like the main thing you want to defend with on every team. And in that situation, hey, you might got to bring out the Death Mark. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. This might be actually the worst Guild War yet offensively. Even though some of the options aren't bad, it's really predictable what you need to do to counter the stronger stuff here. It's basically counter yellow, maybe counter brown, mostly counter yellow though, and have Submerge, and that's it. That's like the only things you need to do. Counter yellow and have Submerge, and you pretty much hard counter like everything usable in this whole kingdom. But yeah, that's gotta be a nightmare. Like at least with Broken Spire, its options weren't as good, but it was diversified enough that you could either go skull spam or spell spam or something else. The problem with that kingdom is it's pretty much all just hit all enemies simultaneously, either through split damage or just physical AoE. But yeah, that's so predictable to counter. Oh, that's going to be a nightmare. That's definitely going to be the hardest Guild War yet, offensively. But yeah, we'll have that next week to go deal with. Anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. Definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. Next Gems of War stream will be on next week's Monday, but we'll be streaming almost every day next week for Gems of War, since we'll also be doing the entirety of Guild War every single day, as well as probably covering a Defend team video beforehand, and all the teams on Monday, of course, for the main Guild War teams for Suncrest, and we'll end up going from there. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye, everyone, and thanks for watching.